Now I continue with the GMR sensor. See how it will go. And the little piece of metal here that also needs to come on there. Has to sit correct. So and then with a fine tweezer and a crosshead screwdriver, it should be possible to put it on here. There. Cool. Okay. Where did it go? This tweezer here can be used. And hopefully get it on. And of course I need to align the plates and the GMR sensor into correct position. But I will just put it on so it's in. I can work with it. Now this screwdriver is actually 1.2 millimeter, since I do not have a drill right here. It should be possible to set it there and gently tighten one screw, and then the other side over here should also be possible to do. Then again tighten the screw there, double check this sits actually quite good, and then I can just tighten the screws. Yeah, it's actually fine. And then the tiny screw here on the flex cable has to come on in the middle. Do not tighten it too much. I mean, it's a thin flexible cable that are not that strong. So, and there it is. I think it should be something like that there. I think there is one spacer here that actually needs to come on here, so I not do tighten the screws directly on the flex. It fall out earlier in the process. So there. Come on, little screw there. So gently tighten it, and it's on. Now next thing is the distance scale, or is it the the actual, see here, now things work really good. So I could actually just put on the VR unit because I also need to assemble some parts. Where did it go? Here. So, and then I should actually just put this in as it is, and should be possible to do. Where's the one end of the flex, the focus encoder, which is here, so the pin will also go down here. I mean, it can only sit one place. And my little washer here, there's only one. If there's one in your lens, check that it sits there when you put it in. So yeah, it's good view over the things. Well, we could just take a look at this amazing piece of mechanic. So if I can lift up this, and no, it's actually locked into position. But this is the way it works, by moving one element in that direction, because it's actually attached to this. This is that it's not a 5-axis VR. I think it's more than maybe between 1, 2, and a little to the sides also. But it's not a 5-axis like many newer vibration reduction. So I will just put it in and take good care of the flex cables here around. Where this my pin there, this one goes into here. Maybe a little closer look could be good. Just need to rearrange some of the parts here. So like there. Then flip up the flex and put in the VR. And if you remember, I put some marks here so I know where it sits, and it should actually sit right there. Okay, and now I actually see there is missing a washer. Here it simply fall off the VR. So again, I will just add the washer. And since I already set a mark here, down here, actually there, so I'm very sure where the washer should sit. So it should sit there, and not anything else, anywhere else. Therefore it's good to set marks on different parts. And I will just add a little grease. On the spacer, and so it will not fall off. So, and then put it in again. So, something like there. Just a little movement, and it sits correct in place. And then I can just attach it with the screws. So I fully know where it should be. And I know I should add some thread lock, but it's my own lens, so I can actually do what I want, and maybe I will go into it later. I don't know, or need to do it. There's no reason for me in this case to put any thread lock on. So, but of course, if it was a real repair, it would have been necessary. So there's no need to over tighten it. So there, and screw there, and the last one. So now we are getting closer. And now we can see more light in the end of the tunnel. So it would be great to see if it will work. Of course, I hope it will. Now, then it's time to put on the lock for the the switch between the VR and not VR. So this little plastic fellow, there are two pins here, not the tiny one, but the two pin on each side of the contact brush that need to go in here and there. So you can put it in here, and just as you see the pin here, they have a smaller diameter, and the very end of this pin has to go under here. So first you need to go all the way up and then put those pin on, I mean the plastic thingy. So it sits there, and then I will put on the other part that locks the plastic thingy in place. It will say this pin here. Oh, I touched the magnetic board, magnetic surface. Well, I will clean it before I put it correct into place. So, no, no problem. So, there, and this one has to sit correct. Should be there. I set a mark here, so it sits correct now. There, and so it is. Now the other side here also need to sit in place. There's a hole there where one screw will go in, and it's a bit longer than the other one on the other side. So gently tighten it, and now I can unlock the VR unit. No, it's not fully correct. This one needs a little adjustment. And push it as long over as it can. So yeah. And now it works. Now I can put on the focus encoder brush here, and need some. Where did it go? It's here. Yeah. And of course it has to sit correct. So it's put on here is a flat surface here. So this one needs to be put on here. And just keep a finger on it, so it will not go away. And then put in the screw. And since I set a mark on each side, just to be very sure, so I know where it should sit when it sits correct. And that is the reason why I set different marks, different places. So now you can see the brush is actually working right now. And yeah, should be fine. I will just give it the magnetic tape a little cleaning and then it should be ready to put on the distance let it go, some eclipse, a clips on a cotton bud and clean the magnetic tape here. Then move the focus ring. So. And I can also give the focus encoder with some eclipse and a cotton bud. So it's all also ready to work. So, and then the yeah, it looks really good. Now the distance scale needs to be put on, and it should sit like where did you go? It should sit, where's my screw holes? Somewhere over here. And it should sit like that. I will just load a screwdriver with the screw, so it's easier to put on. And of course there are 3 screw holes, so just add it here. Not too many fingerprints on the distance scale. So gently tighten the screws. I could have used some what do you say, Threadlocker 222, but I do not actually have it here. So, and then we are almost there. There's missing 1 screw there. Oh, what? So, and there. Now, then it seems to be almost there. So we're almost home. There. Yeah. And then I need some, what you say, the yeah, it'll go on. I will put on the tube that actually hold the some parts in here. The focus window there. So it's something like that. As you can see here, where did it went? So it goes all the way over here. So just to put things back in correct. There's something we need to put on. And this is the brass ring that comes on here. And the wave washer. Needs to come in here. So, and then the tube here, and then the focusing motor. Yeah, should be that. Ready to go. It's all the way over here, and this tube goes on here. So, and yeah, that's it. Need to put this on. So, and one screw goes in here on the front with the VR plate. So, there. And then oh, it falls out. Okay, well, just need to load my screwdriver to put in another screw, which could be here on the back. Doesn't really matter. Those two there and there is the same length. And in here. So, and the wave washer, I put it on again. So, and then we are almost there. Interesting. Now, the focus motor, the SWM, there is a pin here that will engage with the fork down here, which is the focus, and this one just needs to be put on here, something like that, and it should be correct. See, it should engage down there. And then we are back again. Wow, I mean, that's great. Now, one of those brushes around here, I will put on the brush for the focusing ring. That is, and in that way lock the focusing motor in place. Just gently tighten it, and so, and it can actually only sit in one position. So it's it there. Now the other brushes, which will be this one, that goes over here. And again I will load my screwdriver with one screw here and there. Needs to be put on here. So, and last screw. You see, the wires will go all the way over here. And on the other hand, the other one, it's the same. Just need to put a screw on my screwdriver here. And put it on here. So we are. Whoa. There, and screw here. And then my focus motor is in a safe place. So then I just need to solder the wires, and it's good because I set some marks here, so it will be quite easy to do with a yellow, red, and black. And the same over here. It's a black this way, and the red is to the left. Now let's see what to do. Yeah, I could put in the switch for the VR and the manual autofocus. And since the lens has been dropped, I have actually no idea if this will work or not. But it has been a pretty interesting journey into possibly repair a nice lens. So it's pretty interesting to see if it will, if my work has been a win-win, or maybe not a win-win. Who knows? Yeah, I need to prepare my solder iron. So, and I will just use ordinary solder for this, because I do not have the unlead, and it will work. Now I could actually put all the flex cables into place. Take care of those tiny plastic thingy So, and this one goes in. And the tiny one from the GMR unit. So, or is it here? No, it's here. Yeah, you can see it's pretty long, so it's all the way in. So, and the almost last one. This one sits in here and push the two legs into position, push the rest of it in, and then for the power for the silent wave motor sits there. And now now it's actually only the soldering work and the front lens that will come in. Is my solder ready? It's not ready yet, so I can just continue with some other work. Not really, because I need to solder the things here. But what I can do is to put on this VR plate. So there, and this one goes in here. It's there. Yeah. I need to wait until my solder iron is heated up. So, but I can work a little with those. The black one there. So, now, just take a break and heated up my solder iron. So, and now it works. So I will just add just solder the two thin wires here on the back, because then I can put on the back parts to place. Oh, I'm out of frame. That's not good. Sorry for that. It's there, and just move it a little. then the other one, the black one here is it's not the same with the unleaded solder. It simply does not work the same way. Maybe it's eco-friendly, yeah, I think, but it will simply not do the job. So, here we are. Yeah, it's fine. So I can actually assemble the rest of the back part, which is quite easy. It will say the back part here, this tube, and simply put it on. All the flicks are in, so I can just put this on. Since I have a white dot here, this one should sit here, and of course the lock pin that sits there, and it will engage into here. There. So we are on the right track. Yeah, we take care of the little plate here. Come on, so. Now it's there, and I'll just add a few screws to have it sit into correct position, not fall out. And this one is here, and where did you go? Oh, they're here. So there, and the very tiny plate inside here also needs a screw, which I need to put on here. And just move it a little. Okay. Now a little plate. Ooh. A tiny screw comes out. Where did it went? Well, this plate has to sit correct. Not easy. Now, then I can just continue with and find the screw afterward, and then solder the very small wires, the very short wires here on the oh, need to put in there. Can you see it there? It is. a bit difficult with this. Not very good solder iron. Sits there, and the other one sits there. And of course the other for the power source for the silent wave motor. Let's see take the yellow first. Yeah. Oops, there. They're very short, those wires. But also because the heat from the solder iron will simply disappear into the lens body. Okay, here we are. Oh, what a bad solder iron. I still in the frame. Yeah. Just need to change position and probably have a so there. Oh. But there's no need for trying to show it on video. I would just put on the wires there. Now everything is proper soldered in to the place here. It's really a nightmare to use a normal solder and use it on a with unleaded solder. I mean, normally I use leaded solder, like just ordinary the multi-core solder, and it works pretty good. But they have used unleaded solder in the lenses. Of course, it's okay with the environment, but it simply doesn't work proper. So, but let's put things in again. So, now we are on the front lens section. Just need to wipe out some things here. Now, the focusing ring is coming on here with the Teflon sight towards the camera, so it'll be something like that. and it works absolutely great. Wow, I think it will be good if the lens still is working. Now the wave washer is coming on here, and there are the two, one very thin, as you can see here, spacers on the front. There's a notch here, there's a notch down here, so it has to sit there only. So, and oh, here's my tiny screw, so good. Now I'll put on the front part that also keep the front lens group in place. So I will just load my screwdriver with one screw, so it will be a lot easier to put back in again. The white dot is here, and it should just go. Oh, of course we need the focus ring. So I will put on the focus ring and take care of the wave washer. So now it goes all the way from focus to the near end. Pretty good. And now the front ring itself will go on, and this notch, this pin there, goes into the notch here. Just to remember. And it will sit something. Yeah, it will go there. So, and just do a little movement. There, sits there. And now put in 8 screws. And there shouldn't be any alignment problem in my opinion, and maybe I'm wrong. I do not have the adjustment equipment, so I cannot really adjust it as it should in the repair manual, but I think it will work pretty good anyway. And if it works good, it's fine for me. Maybe other can get some inspiration to get into the lens and see if they can use the information in the video to probably fix their lens. I know this has been a long journey to fix, to disassemble this lens and put it back in again, and but if it works, it will be fine. Now the front lens group itself will come into place, and as you maybe remember in the beginning, I put a mark on here, and actually I did the same here on the front ring. So I know where it should sit, and the screws will also sit correct. And actually this one cannot move at all when it sits in the front here. I will just use my blunt sucker here to put it in. It will be a lot easier. So it will be something like that. And then put it in. And it sits so. Well, we actually miss a few screws and then we are done. And so the interesting thing will begin. Will it work or not? So there. And we are almost there with the front. I do not put on the cover because it's really bad. So maybe I will make another one so it looks nice. But so that was the front part, and then turn it over and then put this tiny screw into place, and at the same time hold down the plate. So it's there, and be sure the this part here can actually move. So there, and this tiny flex cable from the contact goes in without any problem, and then just press down until it says click. So it's there, and then we just need to put in the aperture pin, and those very tiny washers. I'll just take them off because it's easier to put the mount in afterward. Maybe the other one too. No, it's not a problem. Well, the point is it can be a little tricky to get the aperture pin in the very little notch here on the back. So it's not that easy to show on video. I mean, I will just see if I can catch it. Should be there. And if the blade is moving, wow. So I would guess it's there. Oh, the locking pin was set wrong. Sit there. and it wasn't correct. Damn. Will it move or not? Where did it went? There. No? That was difficult to catch. But I'll just try to do it. Okay, yeah, it's actually quite difficult to get the pin, the aperture pin, into the aperture system. But with do some try and errors, it will work. But I mean, there was no idea to show it and 200 times to, oh, can it be fixed or not? I mean, one have to play a little with it, but it's a bit tricky. But look into the repair manual, because it will also tell how you should have the position of the aperture pin. But well, it will work, but you just need a little what do you say, patient when working with this stuff. And then the two small screws, the countersunk screws, goes in here, and the contact sits where it should, and then the tube here will come on. And of course it can only sit in one position, since there are the contact bridge here and the 3 screws around, so there should be any problem. Maybe it will work. It will be interesting. So now the aperture plates actually working quite good. Probably we can see, wow, as they should. Wow, that has really been a long journey just to get into the plates. But I will zoom out a little and put the lens on my camera, and hopefully there is life on this lens. What will happen? What will happen? Set it to MA and turn off on the camera. Whoa, something is working. Okay, it runs itself. It seems like the VR is working. I mean, there's not much light in here, so it probably has some try to do it so. Well, let's see if I can do something. Set it to M. It has some problem, but there's life, and I think it will be the what do you say, the dirty magnetic GMI sensor, or the magnetic tape inside, which is dirty also. But I can just put it on to M and see how it will go. Yeah, something is actually working. And what I'll do if I set it to live view, well, let's do it, yeah. Yeah, it's actually, I mean, it is actually working in some way, but I mean, it can be better. But well, I think I mean, I hope you can use some of the info in this video about this lens. But yeah, I will take a closer look into it and see if it possibly can get to work. I mean, there's life in there. So yeah, that was all for me from now. So bye bye.